Welcome back to this Rift Let's Play. You're Sambo, and joining us as always is Seraphis, our little new Chloromancer mage, and of course the wonderfully fully clothed Tallahassee for once. How are you this evening, my friend?
You missed my pants coming off.
Oh, did you do that again? You're kidding me. I didn't even see. You know what, actually, there were a number of comments on one of our more recent videos, people absolutely cracking up because apparently your pants were on and off more than I've had hot dinners throughout the video. I only ever noticed it right at the end. I can't believe you do. I'm going to keep an eye on your... Actually, I'm not even going to say that. I was about to say I'm going to keep an eye on your pants, but maybe that's not the right thing to say. Now, I'm just looking at you. You're looking awfully spectacular in your armour there. Have you done anything different again since the last time we ogled at your armour, or am I... No. Hang on, have you got anything new?
No.
Okay, so it's just been a while since I've seen you, but I must say, a very fine dye job there. And in fact, coincidentally, I'm sort of sporting the same colour scheme as you. We look like a right pair, we do. We've got the exact same green and brown there going on. Very nice. Anyway, folks, welcome back to the episode. This episode, we've got something special that we want to do outside of our normal questing. You can see here in the quest log, we've got a few Silverwood quests still to knock off. And in fact, if I bring up my map, you can see here we're in the centre of Silverwood around the, what is it called? The Kelnor's Den and also the Cave of Seasons. We've got to kill off some elf wars and we've got to collect some artifacts and stuff like that. And I think we're going to be questing up in the ruins above us there, Tallahassee. And of course, we've been there before in previous episodes. Very cool up there. But you've got something special that you'd like to queue us up for, I think, in this episode while we quest, yeah?
Yeah, it's about time we did some Warfronts.
So the old PvP is what you're talking about, yeah? Oh, look at that!
Yep.
Okay, so your party has joined the queue for the Codex and for the Black Garden. Now, folks, the K key, if you hit that in game, you can see here it brings up the Warfront thing. Now, Warfronts are effectively battlegrounds, and we'll carry on questing while we discuss this. Tallahassee, Warfronts are effectively, yeah, like battlegrounds, queuing for a battleground in WoW, right? Are we on the same page there?
Yeah, essentially.
Alright, so folks, what's going to happen is we've got two scenarios that we're eligible for now at this level. One is the Black Garden, and if you read the little description that it says there, you'll basically discover that the Black Garden is basically like a capture and hold type thing. In other words, by that I don't mean zones, but I mean that there'll be an artifact in there, and basically the team that has that in their possession is, for the longest period of time, will actually win the Warfront, and that's what the Black Garden is all about. So I think there's an artifact or a chalice or something like that, and of course your two sides are fighting to hold onto that for the longest period of time. And then we've got another one here called the Codex, and from what I'm reading about it, Tallahassee, it seems like it is actually a control point domination. Have you actually managed to get into the Codex yet? I mean, I haven't. We've only just had it come up as an eligible run. You haven't been in there?
Nope.
No.
I haven't done that one.
But you and I have indeed been having some fun in the Black Garden on our other characters. And just a moment to talk about PvP. A lot of people get put off by PvP. I think, hang on, I'm looking for an artifact. I'm going to mark it on the map. I'm not sure if we're on the same quests. And of course, folks, I can mark just by right-clicking on my mini-map, put a marker in the map so Tallahassee can see where I have to go to collect something for this quest, in case he's not on it. But Tallahassee, PvP in a lot of games can be something that people just are not interested in because it's, generally a gank fest and it's not much fun at all. I know for a fact that we've been having an absolute ball in the PvP here in Rift, and it seems to me like it's certainly a major part of the game that is actually fair and balanced, which has come as a real surprise for me, to be honest.
It's pretty decent.
I mean, I'm not sure about the open world PvP. Have you done any open world stuff yet?
No, I haven't done the open world.
But I mean, this is something that we've talked about in the past in terms of balance. And you know, whenever you start talking about PvP, inevitably you have to start talking about balance. And you know, I mean, this is a game where the classes are almost open-ended. It's almost like a sandbox class game, if you could you know, say, oh, there we go, Warfront map Codex is ready, do you wish to enter now? And yes, we do. We'll kill off this mob first because we've got a minute to respond. But you know, so Tallahassee and I went into the first Warfront thinking this would be interesting because the classes are so diverse, and how on earth would they have it balanced? And yet we've been pleasantly surprised, as you're about to see. So we'll enter there. So it's just like a random dungeon queue. The once you get yourself in the Warfront queue, it will just pop when enough players are available. And there we go, it says you've discovered the Valley of the Codex. Now, neither myself nor Tallahassee have run this before, so we're running blind. You can see we've got a hint come up there. Domination, interact with control points at the major contested areas in order to dominate them. Each control point that is dominated will award your team points. You may also accrue points for your team by defeating enemy players. And you can see over here, now we've got 4 markers there, obviously each control point. You can see they're marked on the map here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll be able to tell which side actually dominates those, whether it's the Guardians or the Defiance. And of course, we've been flagged as PvP. And up the top here you can see a score, and you can see that the match is beginning in 15 seconds. Now Tallahassee, I'm going to buff you up. I'm going to use the Lifebound Veil, and I'm going to pop the Synthesis mob buff on you. Do you think that's the way to go, or should I use a Party Heal one, the other one, the Life-Giving Veil?
The Party Heal one.
Party Heal it is then.
Veil.
There we go. We've popped that one up. And clearly you can mount. Whoops, I'm not even mounted. What an idiot. There we go. Alright, so this is, again, new for us, so we don't know what we're doing as usual. And you can see here on the map everyone's racing towards a control point. You know what, Tallahassee, I'm going to make a WoW comparison as always. I'd say this is for our viewers, if they want to know what we're talking about here, this is basically Arathi Basin, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got stuff in Arathi Basin. If you're familiar with that, folks, of course, you know you've got the stables and all the rest of it, and you have to try and control as many as possible. And of course, it's impossible to control them all at once, and that's what this is about. So the more you control, the more points you build up, and you can see them ticking up there on the score. Now we come across some enemy players, so it's time to go to town. And there we go, we've got an achievement there, First Blood. We've taken down our very first enemy player. And I'm going to be using this live stream because I love it. Stream of Reclamation, you can see it tearing through that player there. I'm going to put some Radiant Spores on him because he's being attacked, and of course the Radiant Spores are going to heal our own team. Now this guy that we're fighting, he's level 22, but he's very tough. He's obviously a warrior, defensive warrior of some sort, and you can see that almost our entire team is beating up on him, and yet he's surviving very well. And we finally took him down, and now hopefully one of our team members, including myself, just as a backup, we're going to capture this flag effectively. And there we go, you can see now we've got it captured. You can see we've got this one on the map, and we've got this one over here, the statue. So it looks like we've got 2, and the enemy has 2 as well. And look at that, we actually got a drop. How on earth did that happen? I didn't know there were drops in this game. Very interesting.
Yeah, killing players gives you gear.
Wow, did not know that. Very interesting. All right, which I've lost you now. Which point are you going to? The translation scope or down south?
I'm trying to chase Lily.
Alright, so a couple of players you can see have headed down south there. There's a control point to be got, but this one over here you can see very easy to spot because they have a great big red stream coming up off them, which obviously means it's in the hands of the enemy. And there's no one over here, so I'm going to run over here and try and sneakily grab this particular control point. You can see there's an enemy player behind there. Oh, and I got attacked by a rogue, and I've been taken out there. He's basically disarmed me of sorts. And I'm not going to survive very long at all because I'm a support class. You can see there we've joined the respawn queue. So just like Battlegrounds and WoW, if you die you do join a respawn queue, so you all spawn in at the same time. It's not like you're spawning in one by one. It gives yourselves a fighting chance. So see down the side here you can see the Codex and the statue of Thontic are both blue, meaning of course that they belong to us, and the other 2 there belong to the Guardians. So it's now even, and it looks like we're winning with a score of 188. And of course, the more you control, the more points that tick up. So you want to be controlling as many of these as possible. If we lose one of these, our points will slow down, the enemies will go up, and of course that means we will ultimately lose. Now Tallahassee, I don't know if you read anything in the the Warfront Finder before. Do you know how many points we have to get to in order to win this match?
I think it's 500.
Right, and of course it's 500 in the other Battleground, the other Warfronts that we play, so we're going to assume that it is the same here. And of course you can always see on the map, it's pointing towards where the domination points are, so it's very handy. Who's this? This is an NPC up here. And we've got ourselves an enemy. Are we nearby? No. Yes, we're close enough there. We'll greed. So I find it fascinating that we actually can pick up green items from enemy players and stuff. That's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it makes it interesting.
Yeah, and of course the other thing, Tallahassee, that you're getting from doing these PvP runs is XP. Of course, it's not just faction that you get, and of course that's one thing you do get, folks. If you have a look here, hit C and bring up your notoriety there, you can see that you've got all different factions. But I think in currencies, you actually get a currency from doing PvP, and there it is listed there under PvP called Favour. Now Tallahassee, I believe that Favour is used as a currency for gear, amongst other things. Is that right?
Yes.
Alright, so you're going to be able to use that like you'd use honour points, or conquest points rather now in WoW, and build that up and actually get gear with it. So here comes our really tough enemy here. This is the one we were trying to beat up before. He's doing a runner, so he's gone out of range there. Here comes someone else, so let's dot them up with some radiant spores, pop withering vines on them, and we'll put ourselves in an entropic veil, which of course increases our damage. We've got to give ourselves a heal. And this will be an interesting fight because, of course, I'm not very defensively spec'd, and I'm very much a support class. So it's probably not going to go too well for me, but as long as we can disable this guy in the meantime. Can we give ourselves a heal? No, we didn't last because we had other players there gang up on us as well. But of course, I don't mind doing that. Don't mind dying, going out there, because if you're playing in a battleground like that, what you want to be doing is causing as much distraction as possible, because of course while all those players were focusing on little old me, it meant that the rest of our party could actually be doing something useful. Now Tallahassee, I'm looking at the map here and I see that these guys have the vault down the very south. I might take an opportunity to head down there and see what's going on, perhaps. Let's have a look on our map. Where are we? Alright, so I'm not sure if I can get across too easily, but we'll see how we get there, because that looks like it's a point that's been forgotten. None of our team are down there, and of course while the opposing team controls that, our score is going to be impacted. Although you can see here we're actually doing very well, 524 points to 340, and there's an enemy player there heading down south as well. Obviously he realised that this is going to need some defence, and that's exactly what he's doing. There's an artifact there or something. Right, let's have a one-on-one fight with this guy. Give ourselves a bit of a boost there in terms of increasing our damage output, and it looks like we're surviving better so far. We're going to give ourselves a direct heal. Put radiant spores. Oh, and we've got another enemy coming up. Again, I'm not going to go into too much of a defensive panic there, because there's pretty much not much I can do. Although Tallahassee's come in behind there, perhaps he can finish them off for us. I did put a semi-dent in one of them there, mate. Good luck.
Thanks.
But you can see there on the map now, our team has realised that perhaps that's a good point to control. So you can see there in the distance the blue beam of light extending into the sky. That means that's our point. So we're still way ahead. Looks pretty good to me, like we're going to win. Obviously Tallahassee 500 wasn't the magic number, because we are up to 649. Maybe it's 1,000.
No.
Yeah, or maybe indeed we have to wait till the game times out. Maybe it's actually timed. Who knows? And that guy's running away. We've got Slim, my little skeleton, chasing after him. There we go. Hello, Tallahassee. We're going to pop a buff on him. And of course that buff there is Synthesis, which bathes him in light, increasing the healing you receive from the Lifebound Veil there. Right, now one thing we haven't cast on ourselves is Dark Armour. We must remember to do that. Looks like we're going to assault this here, the translation scope. We're going to focus on Tallahassee, see if we can actually give him a few heals as well. See if he can survive. And of course they've come straight to me because they realise I'm a bit of a healer, and it's going to be curtains for me pretty quickly. There's not much I can do. And there we go, dead. When you've got 4 people beating up on a squishy mage, there's not much that you can do. But once again, that's okay. While they're beating up on me, they're not beating up on Tallahassee, and Tallahassee can actually beat up on them. So it works well as a bit of a decoy, of course. The only other option I have, folks, would be to keep well at range, but sometimes that just doesn't work. Right, let's remember to give ourselves Dark Armour. There we go, there's Tallahassee. We'll give him a buff as well. Once it comes off cooldown, Synthesis, there it is, and we'll mount ourselves up. So 760 points to us versus 507. And if we look on the map there, you can see we've actually got the bottom capture point down there. And now we're probably going to start heading over to that middle one there, the Codex. I'd say that's what we're going to target next. So we have to go round the back ways, and we're going to probably assault there. You can see we've got a defender on this flag here, which is good as well, because that's just preventing, or rather giving anyone a bit of a message to say, hey, don't come here and capture the flag on your own, because you're going to have to go through me. Right, the NPCs there dealing some damage as well. I think these guys now are waiting for an opportune moment to attack, and now we're all here. Now is the time to do that. So let's start beating up on this, what are they? They're a level 27 caster of some description. Right, so this guy keeps healing himself, and I've been locked down there. Saw some kind of debuff on me there. It's really going to town. In fact, look at those dots. I'm being docked up by some kind of warlock. So I need to cleanse myself there, which we shall do, just to get rid of some of those debuffs that are on me. And no, look at that, got totally owned. Right, how's the score looking, folks? We've got 835 points to 708 in our favour. Unfortunately now we've lost a control point. You can see we've only got 3 red dots there, and we really need to take one of these back if we don't want our lead to slip away. So where's everyone going? We can look on the map, and it looks like we're going to go take the south one there, the vault. Let's do that. Looks like half the team are going there, and the other half are going to assault the middle there. Let's see if we can help out our friends over this way. No, actually I'm not going to go down there. That looks like a lost cause. All of our party mates down there died. There's too many players. Looks like the better option is to head in with the rest of the team into the centre there. And let's go provide some support. Yeah, everyone died down south.
Finished yet.
And it's getting very close, 872 points to 844. And of course, if I'm smart, I'm going to stay up here on the high ground, hopefully try and stay out of most people's line of sight. And I'm just going to rain down some destruction there. You can see we're dealing big damage there to that particular mage. Making sure again that they've got radiant spores on them, so that you can see, look at that, all the heals streaming off that person as they're being damaged. It's actually healing my group mates around, so that's very handy. Will we be able to take back this control point? It's vital, because yeah, we're definitely, as Tallahassee says, going to lose if we're not careful. And here you go, someone's clued on to the fact that I'm up here, and they've started beating up on me. Let's bring in our pet. No, he's been killed as well. And I've been feared. And look at that, so it's the first to 1,000 obviously. And unfortunately we missed out right at the last moments there. We were doing so very well. end up losing 915 points to 1,000. So it is the first person to 1,000. And you can see, obviously, folks, the reason they won that is because we just simply weren't able to take back that third red control point from them. So as you can tell though, very exciting, much fun, and very similar in terms of the feel to the other style there, the other Warfront, which is all about holding on to an artifact. But in terms of actually combating the enemy players, it's actually lots and lots of fun. And you can see there you get a score at the end of it, and you can see yourself highlighted there. So you can see we did about 20,000 worth of damage and a bunch of healing done. We got a bunch of heals taken to us, and of course we did about 15,000 damage. All you need to do is say leave the Warfront, and it should dump you right back out to where you were before you got dragged in. So it's nice and simple. There's absolutely no reason to give it a go because it is absolutely a lot of fun. And look at that, straight into combat. Of course, there's no guarantees that you're going to get dumped out into clear skies. If there were mobs around when you left, then hey, guess what? There's probably going to be mobs around when you get back as well. All right, so let's give Tallahassee the synthesis buff there, and we'll just wait for us to cast our pet. Come on, come back. So Tallahassee, just looking in the currencies thing here, I got out of that 316 favour. I don't suppose you've been doing any shopping at the favour shop, have you? And that you know what sort of cost the items are by chance?
Depends on the level, but you're looking in Silverwood. There is a PvP vendor.
Right.
Everything there is sort of a few hundred currency.
Right.
It does get more expensive as it goes on.
Right. So after only a couple of matches, I'd imagine you're going to have enough currency to actually buy something at least. Now I'm going to go ahead and assume, I haven't been to the vendor. I'm going to go ahead and assume that the items there are obviously, are they PvP focused?
Yeah, they're more PvP focused.
Right, which makes sense, of course. But folks, again, if you're put off by PvP, if you think it's just a gank fest or you think it's no fun at all, and you're playing Rift, please, 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 it's not going to cost you anything but a few minutes to actually jump into one of the Warfronts, especially this first one here, the Black Garden, which is lots of fun, and give it a go. You know, whoops, I seem to have spawned a Trion over here. I'm sorry, I used a quest item and something came up. But yeah, give it a go. It's only going to be, 5 or 10 minutes of your time, and you know what? If you're like us, you might end up finding that it's actually a whole bunch of fun. And of course, what it does mean is it means you're going to get more value for money out of your game, because it's just another activity that you can occupy yourself with. It's different type of content, and just something else to concentrate on for a period of time, as well as, of course, the questing and the rifts and the instances and all the other great content that is in this game. Now I need to test a weakening wand on these guys, apparently. If I can find it in my inventory. Where is it? No. Okay, why can't I find it, and why isn't it being tracked? That's the other thing. Oh, good lord, can't find it. It's interesting.
If it's a quest, it should be there. All you need to do is click on the wand and it'll...
Yeah, and that's the weird thing, it's not. So I'm just going to look in my quests very quickly here. Let's have a look in Silverwood. Collect the head of a tongue chewer. No. Elf War monstrosities. Doesn't say anything about a wand there. Collect elven artifacts. Oh, so even though the tooltip said to use a wand, none of my quests actually are saying use a wand. So that's interesting. Okay. And there's an artifact of some point up there, that glowy thing I need to collect from as well. Now, some of you folks may have watched our more recent episode where we did a run through the instance, and of course Tallahassee wasn't on Tallahassee, he was on his little healer there, Little Rock. Now, one thing I keep forgetting to ask Tallahassee, that is, what sort of build is that? Is that that's like what I'm running now, isn't it? Chloromancer?
No, Little Rock is a cleric.
Oh, cleric! My apologies. And of course, you may remember, yeah, Tallahassee was saying that you've gone for a sort of heals over time build more than the direct heals type thing. for the instance running.
Yeah.
If you were going to be a healer class in the Warfront, what would you do there? Would you go for direct heal so that you could be supporting someone who's in a fight, or would you go for the hot stuff?
I'd go for hots.
Yeah, so that you've just got that ticking all the time while everyone's under fire, yeah?
Yeah, not only that, it's just a bit more mana efficient as well.
Oh, of course, yeah. Alright, so this is for a quest where we're having to collect Heartwood cores. We've got 1 of 5 of those. Of course, just keeping an eye on Tallahassee's health because, you know, not that we're a prime healer by any description, but we do have abilities here where we can top him up if he's taking a bit of a beating, which is, of course, very handy. Alright, so I've got something to use over here. Praying to something. Oh, we got a spirit guide. Alright, I don't think I actually needed to use that. I think that's just a mechanic for that object that just comes up anyhow for some weird reason. Didn't seem to do anything. Collect ancient tomes. I definitely needed to collect those. And I've got 1 of 7 of those now. So it looks like this is actually going to be quite a long series of quests. Here we go, more ancient tomes. Now, why do I get the feeling that we've been here before? Am I dreaming?
We have.
Are these dailies or something that perhaps I've picked up? I'm not sure.
Yeah, you've got us doing dailies.
Oh, okay. Well, that's certainly not what's in my quest log, in terms of my quest tracker, but of course they're all glittery and saying, collect me, collect me. So, hey, as we're walking past, might as well. You can see there, folks, of course, all the messages coming up about our houses being attacked. And there we go, leveling up. So, for once, I actually beat Tallahassee. I can't believe it. I'm level 25 and level 24, but of course that's because you missed out on the dungeon run recently. So, you can see there, folks, that doing a run absolutely bolsters your ability to chew through the old levels. So, we're very lucky. Now, what I have now, Tallahassee, is 3 points in my soul tree. So, I'm not sure if you're all set up there, but if you like, we could perhaps spend the last couple of minutes of this episode, because as always, it goes so fast, we're running out of time. Are you in a position to be able to help us out with the last 3 points in our tree here, or would you like to do that in another episode? Am I putting you on the spot?
I would have to go ahead and redo your build again, because I can't remember any of your tasks.
Oh, no problem. That's okay. That's something to look forward to perhaps in the beginning of our next episode, folks, because I know a great number of you are very keen on this build that Tallahassee has made for us here on the Chloromancer, because it's so much fun, so much utility. Let's prepare for that properly, and you can see here, guys, that I've got, points remaining 3, so that's quite a high number for a soul tree there. It means we're going to be able to add quite a few new abilities and talent points, if you like, or tree points, so we'll make sure that Tallahassee's fully prepared for that, and of course, any of you guys following along the build from home will be able to check that out at the beginning of our next episode. Right, so let's look at that. Somebody has been slain. Obviously there was an invasion or something, and he's been taken care of by our fellow guardians. Good to see, good to see. Alright, so let's make it up to the top of this. Oh, look at that, nice helm there. Let's make it up to the top of this tower, because no doubt there'll be a quest item up here before we wrap up for this particular episode. Certainly some very long quest lines here. You know what, I thought we'd be out of Silverwood by now, and of course I know that that's half of the reason.
I'm telling you, let's just go to Openwood. I have had enough of Silverwood.
Yeah, it looks like I think Tallahassee's over Silverwood, and of course because you've got so many ults, you'll have done it so many times. Now there's some orb up here that I need to grab.
That actually just takes us round to the next tower.
Oh, so it's like a transportation device. Oh, it is too. Fey-touched translocator. Very interesting. We'll grab these
there is
tomes.
actually a quest to click on this weird looking thing here that I'm standing next to.
Oh, okay. I don't have that because it's not giving me that option. Interesting. So, do we want to click on this orb or not? No.
No, just grab the tome, please.
There we go. Got the tome. That's all done. 7 out of 7. Yay! Alright folks, that's it for us I think. We'll make our way down to the bottom. Oops, got timers going off left, right and centre. Hopefully nearing the end, of course, of our... oh, we've got a mob there that's glowing. Nearing the end of our questing here in Silverwood, although there's nothing wrong with it if you've only done it once or twice. We're getting near the end of our patience with it. Of course, poor old Tallahassee probably has done it about 6 times by now, I'd imagine. Whoa, what is that?
That giant mob that's appeared, that's for the end of the quest line here.
Yeah, but look at that great big thing in the middle. Good lord. Someone else obviously doing a quest. The storyline quest there, I'd imagine. Wow. That is one big mob, that's for sure. Anyhow, that's it for us, folks. As we continue on, we'll probably finish off these particular quest lines in the next episode. Hopefully, we'll also do another Warfront. As you remember, hit K. You can see there we did the Codex. Hopefully, we'll get dropped into the Black Garden, which is the sort of one where you have to hold on to that artifact. Lots and lots of fun to be had. Whoa! That is incredible. That looks amazing. Look at that. Wow. Right, so I don't know what we're doing, but maybe we're helping out another player here with their quest line. That's okay. Obviously, you have to take out these guys who are generating the shield. That is amazing. I wonder if we can help them out by killing this mob here. Of course, folks, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. And of course, if we were here, we'd hope that that player would help as well. Anyhow, that's it. We must away. Please join us in the next episode where we hopefully, like I said, hop into that other Warfront. Certainly hope you enjoyed this one. Getting attacked from all places. It's time for us to go before we get totally swamped and carried away. So on behalf of myself, Sambo, and of course Tallahassee, thank you very much for joining us, taking time out of your busy schedule to do so. It's us saying, hope you guys at home are having a great day. Hope to see you in the next episode. Until then, it's us saying, take care, see you later, and bye-bye.